And welcome everyone, NGS Season 9. Tonight we got Tricky Gooses versus the Tiny Dancers in NGS Season 9. We're in Week 5. This is Division B East. And we have picked teams, or picked maps, excuse me. We definitely picked the teams. And we are just getting into the draft right now, so I'm going to bring you to it. First map's going to be Tiny Dancers picking Alterac Pass. And we have banned out Battlefield of Eternity, Braxis Holdout, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Volskaya Foundry. So here we go, right on into it. Again, thanks for coming, everyone. We got B East, and I'll be casting another B East game, I think, coming up this week, as well as some other divisions. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned to what we got going on. But first pick's going to be for the Gooses, these tricky Gooses. And there's Garrosh getting thrown out first. He can't throw because he's thrown out. Um, it's worth noting both teams undefeated in matches going into this. Tiny Dancers, the 1 seed currently in the division. Tricky Gooses are the 3 seed. Both teams have never lost a match, and both teams has lost both 1 game each. And just to go, Zool banned out for Tiny Dancers. As these bans come through, again, just to show, this is what their records are. Tricky Goose is 10-1 in games, Tiny Dancers 12-1. And we're going back. ETC was banned out by Tricky Gooses. Thanks, Five Aces, for coming. Rooting on the Gooses is what he does. The only thing better than 4 aces and 5 aces. That's what I know. And of course, if everyone has any comments or any concerns, or if there's stream trouble, you can put it in chat. I do my best to stay attentive to your needs. And Johanna banned out, so man, 3 top tanks just to the wind early between both teams. It's gonna be tough. I guess we're gonna see maybe a lot of solo tanking. Can't imagine we'll see double tanking. Will we get an Arthas? Will we get an Anubarak coming up? What good records. I know, right, Crafty? Anduin being first picked for Tricky Gooses. The Yoink ability, as it's so called, very popular for Anduin. And as we move over to Tiny Dancers, I said, are we going to see an Arthas? And we got an Arthas, so I'm I'm on my caster game pretty good so far. Falstad also coming up, important soak. We'll see if he goes wingman to do a little camp stealing, as that mid camp is just up constantly if you take it at the right time. It's only a 2-minute cooldown, but the next 2 picks here come for Trick Goose's Diablo to Lord of Terror. And then what's next here? Li Meng. So there's your healer tank mage being picked out for Tricky Gooses. And then Samuru banned out. I've casted a Tricky Gooses game before, and let me tell you something. I think that was a targeted ban. Now moving over to the last ban for Gooses in game 1 here, getting ready for Alterac. Let's see what they can come up with. And Rhaegar. Great at helping camps. Ancestrals on an Arthas can be a scary thing. Or Bloodlust, also very popular right now since the buff it received a few patches ago. Worth noting, I know Tracer and Cassia, I believe, went live in NGS last week after they got their rework. So Tracer and Cassia, maybe we'll see them tonight. But first, we're going to get Kilthas and Lucio on the side of Tiny Dancers. Samura's banned because they cheesed us with it on this map last week. Feels bad, man, says Lazy Hydra. Lazy Hydra, thanks for being a good sport and coming to check out the stream, man. I appreciate it. And last picks here coming for Tricky Gooses. How they rounded this team. Leoric and Greymane. So very traditional team so far from Tricky Gooses. Just to go, just a finisher of Greymane with a mage, a bruiser that can wave clear and tank and healer. Looking pretty similar on the side of Tiny Dancers if they go a bruiser, but let's see what the choice is here. If we're gonna keep this a traditional gentleman's match, so to speak. Mal'Ganis, he's nothing, but he is not a gentleman at all. That Mal'Ganis. We'll see how he comes into play here for who's playing them. That looks like it's going to be Liddell. It doesn't look like anyone on either team is switching up their roles, so I think we're going to get into a game here. So again, thanks everyone for coming. Division B East, undefeated teams. Seed 1, Seed 3, let's get it. Again, just pointing out the records and showing up the map bands as we're just waiting to get underway as the map is still loading. There was a warning that I'll pass along to the viewers. Tricky Goose is saying about 4 of the 5 members are living through a storm right now. So if there's a pause mid-game, we'll know why. But we are in-game, so let's see what we got here. For Tricky Gooses, we're going to have Birdie on Li Ming, Carpe Diem on Anduin, Duck on Diablo, Wise on Leoric, and there is Nanani on Greymane. On the side of the Dancers, the Tiny Dancers, Liddell, Mal'Ganis, Feldroth, he's on Phoenix. And then AG Silver AG, we're just gonna call him Silver, is on Arthas. Fishing Queen is going to be the Kael'thas, excuse me. And then Liddell is on Mal'Ganis, with Lucio being Maturium. Sorry, I messed that up. It looks like we're soaking immediately. Leo's hanging in the bushes. Greymane's down here. And here we go into the mid with soak already happening. And I'm seeing people saying it's buffering. Let's see. I'm getting a buffering too. I'm getting a low bit rate on my stream. And now it says excellent. I'm going to do a refresh and see if things clear up as we continue soaking bot. And it looks like the rotation's now being made. Nanani getting ready for camp. And before it even pops, he's ready for it. As we just keep poking mid, I'm going to check my refresh here. Stream seems to be coming up now. I don't know. It's telling me poor network connection. Uh-oh. Hey, Spec, your stream is struggling a bit. I'm going to work on that as I continue to stream. I don't know if it's OBS or something, but my internet looks good. I'm going to close all the stuff on your computer right quick. Everything else is closed, except for the needed things, so to speak. So we'll kind of roll along here. If I need to do a reboot after game 1, I will. As the soaking continues, as I type seeing unstable connection on my end, but everything is flowing fine in game, so I know it's not the game. Can I pause? I cannot pause. Just checking. As camps has been cleared mid, slight XP lead for Tiny Dancers so far. And it looks like first objective is coming, and oh, the dive onto Falstad, but able to be peeled off quickly with some help of Lucio and Falstad. There's the pull from from Anduin. Almost called him Nanduin, thinking. I'll try and do a relaunch of the stream. It might be OBS. It seems better at the moment. As the camp is now picked up on the side of Tricky Gooses again, right as the objective is, and then Tiny Dancers, seeing it capped, says let's do the same thing. Falstad flying in. So flight is currently down for Falstad as he flew to grab the camp. And then we'll see if there's... No, looks like Red Team, or excuse me, Tiny Dancers is holding mid. They want to clear before they engage. And Birdie goes for it and seeing where they're... with Tiny Dancers was, and here's the engage onto Diablo. It's a 5-on-4. Nope, Falstad has shown up. Oh, the bomb spread onto Wise. And there's the capture back for Tiny Dancers, holding on to their objective. Ooh, stun. There's the pull again, but you pull the Diablo that was on fire, so he just walks away and dies. Crafty saying it seems fine now. Still keep me up to date. I'll relaunch if I have to. Thank you everyone for being patient in the stream. That's why I love NGS. Everyone's so nice here. I'll take a reload of Twitch as I keep checking on the game here. We're getting a Hearth from Falstad. I'm getting an excellent stream from Twitch is what it's telling me now. So hopefully we're through it. Whatever that was. Whatever it was. As the clearing continues bot. Diablo has respawned after that death to save his team from bomb spread. And now with Leo all the way top lane, Duck going in way before his team was there. They were grabbing the camp, and that's going to be a dead Diablo again. So the team was just not ready as they were grabbing the bruiser camp. Leo was clearing top, and Duck, as Diablo went in a little early. So we'll see how it goes moving forward. 2 seconds left, and there is first objective going over to Tiny Dancers. Slight XP lead leading towards Tricky Gooses after doing that top soak while the objective was in and grabbing their camp again. And here we go is the Riders, excuse me, I almost forgot their name. It's the Riders, right? I don't have a name here. Leader minion. So we have 4 members bot, defending bot. Arthas mid, trying to soak up as much as he can. Falstad top, dealing with that Leoric. Trying to get as much soak as they can. And there we go. There's your level 10s, or your hero talents. We're going to go Cursed Bullet, March of the Black King, Disintegrate, Apocalypse, Anduin holding on to his. But here's your level 10s now from Tiny Dancers. Mighty Gust, Phoenix, Sound Barrier, Army of the Dead, Mal'Ganis holding on to his. Nope, there it is. Carrion Swarm. Anduin did go Light Bomb, so maybe we'll see some Diablo charged in with a Light Bomb. Greymane diving with a Light Bomb. Worth noting, Diablo just finished his Soul Quest, so he's all stacked up and beefy Diablo now. Looking at other quests. Sorry, I usually have talents up earlier than level 10, but I was trying to keep an eye on the stream. Both teams pick up their bruiser camps, or siege camps, excuse me, for the mid lane. But we did get Wingman from Falstad, Mana Addict for Kael'thas, so a lot of quests going. Both quests, Frost Presence and Frozen Waste for Arthas early on. No quests beyond the Diablo Souls on the side of Tricky Gooses. Oh, there's the flip. Cursed Bullet hits onto Arthas, but they're just going to let him walk away. Didn't even need to pop Army of the Dead there. As they're just gonna leave mid. They don't want to fight knowing Leoric is top. They're just gonna clear bot and continue on their way. Morganis trying to go the safe way. Doesn't want to walk into that Diablo. The poking is now on in full effect. We have objectives spawning. We'll see who's going where, what, when, and why. As it looks like Tricky Gooses wants it early. Ooh, the duck was stopped, but so was the Anduin there. There's the KT poke, almost capturing immediately, but the interrupt was there from Arthas and then Kilthas. So good on the dancers. As another siege camp picked up for, yes, siege camp, excuse me, for Tiny Dancers. Nanani as Greymane going immediately to capture theirs after seeing that happen. And we're just kind of in a gank position, a lot of poking. Wise and Arthas doing their thing. 13's now picked up for Tiny Dancers as well, so you're on the same talent here. As Li Ming comes to help clear, and their huge rotation top to try and get Leoric running into the sleep. The root, he was marching the Black King to get out, gets rooted again, but they decided to just bail. He healed up off of his ult, and that's all they can do. Falstad is in bot, just doing damage, taking bot pool. And here it looks like we have trying to get into position 5-on-4, noticing that Falstad's bot. Ooh, captured just in time before that, for the Kilthas damage hit. And here we go. Falstad has flown up. Apocalypse come out. Phoenix is out. Carrion Swarm. There's sound barrier. We're trying to get this Diablo. He's rooted. There's the pull from Anduin to help him. Falstad dives right with him. And there you go. Another Diablo death. But he did have his souls. Oh, there's the Gust to get Li Ming away. Oh, this super low Lucio is gonna live. Greymane will fall. What a turn of events here. As we have no mana from Falstad or Arthas, they're gonna have to tap, it looks like. And where's your deaths? There they are. So Diablo with 3 deaths early. Greymane with 1, so it's 4-0 in favor of Tiny Dancers. And there's the, again, right before the root hits. We have another re-engage here. We're 5-on-5. Here comes Lucio without sound barrier, trying to get Carpe Diem on Anduin. The Ming peel damage is there. And it looks like we're going to reset. Camp stopped again. And we're going to Hearth. They scout it? They do not scout it. So Arthas had to go all the way back. Looks like camp is being picked up by Greymane. And it could do some damage if they do a big fight again. Mid keep is just, what is that, 400 health. I mean, that's like a full-length Ming Orb at this point. We're going to take that out, but both teams are going to capture their camps so they can push opposite each other. That's what I'm trying to say. And here we go. Looks like Tiny Dancers just wants to clear, and they are closer to 16. They have the 4-kill advantage, so they have the XP lead. If they can get 16 and then force a fight, Arthas and Leo just poking around up top. Here's the rotation from the Tiny Dancers. They're just going to be able to pull away from that and try and soak. There's, oh, the Ming missiles. What are we at now? 54 health. So any basic attack will help that. Pull from Anduin, already used. Light Bomb, as he's rooted. Apocalypse hits on Arthas. He's low. Has not popped there as his ult. But Diablo falls once again. Wise trying to make it out of there. He will fall as well. Just Ming trying to poke and do as much as she can here. Kilthas poking back. Says, you're a mage with poke damage, so am I, lady. we still have Greymane, Anduin, and Li Ming to try and poke. Leoric spawning in 10 seconds right at the camp. Diablo will be right behind him. As Nanani peels off, both teams at level 16 trying to get the siege camp is Tricky Gooses. Both teams holding on, having level 16. It looks like they're just going to give. Too late. But camp picked up. So have some kind of counter pressure mid for Tricky Gooses. Again, the 54 health mid for it. It's pretty comical. It's holding on for dear life. Dear life, excuse me. It's been a busy day here at Spectrum HQ. And they just want to force this fight here. 4-on-3. Falstad bot. There goes your mid for it. With a quick sneeze out of Li Ming. Falstad has flown up. So flight is down once again. Falstad, both quests completed now for Arthas. So he's gonna just be extra oppressive and slowing and rooting. Apocalypse used, misses all 5 members. We're gonna have a 5-person push here as Phoenix was used to clear that. Duck went back in. Root, there's the pull to save him. There's the heal up. He will live that time. Still trying to clear bot is Li Ming with a big minion wave as the rider is still alive. Use the rotation onto Leoric, waiting as long as he can before he can use Wraithwalk, and then going straight into his Unstoppable. Not enough with the sleep and the boop and the root. The sleep from Helganis, the boop from Lucio, the root from Arthas, as Arthas says they'll one-on-one the top for it just to finish it off, and they're going to go immediately top boss. Noticing it is, though, Tricky Gooses. They say, well, if we're going to have to give top boss, let's just take bot boss. Gust is available, but no! There's the bribe steal. As I said at the beginning, will we see a Falstad bribe trying to steal camps? Since they're up so often, and there it was. So boss is picked up for both team. Tricky Gooses in the bot. Tiny Dancers in the top lane. Also the stolen camp. That's gonna make Greymane mad, I bet. And it looks like a 5-man defense, as this still has a fort to get through on the bot lane. And then we're gonna see a 5-man defense as this will start hitting the wall. I can't imagine it'll do too much damage with all 5 members burning it down and no one from Tiny Dancers here to help it along. They just kind of traded bosses. There's the big disintegrate. Yeah, just about half health on the tower. And whereas here we're about a quarter, maybe less health on the bottom fort. And we'll see what's going on next. As prisoner locations have spawned in the bot, we have Tiny Dancers, holding the camp, waiting patiently, almost at level 20. Will that do it? Yes, it will. Cap in the camp has given them level 20. Let's see what they're going with for their storm talents. Epic Mount, Flamethrower, Alone in the Dark, House Party. And what does Arthas go? Anti-Magic Shield. There it is. So we're going to have to soak this. The root onto Greymane, the peel from Diablo, but he's really stuck in now. Cast Apocalypse, a big hit onto that Arthas, but he's going to fall. And that's a full death timer for Diablo. They were able to bait out Phoenix and Army of the Dead, though. In exchange, noticing the camp, Falstad says, I got one more bribe stack, let's just take one. As the poke is on and captured again. Tiny Dancers with the level 20, trying to control this game, stealing that camp again as their own camp begins to push, or rather reach the fort wall. Leoric in the top lane, trying to clear and soak 20, and we're almost there for Tricky Gooses. Diablo still waiting to respawn here. And there you go, level 20s are available. We're going to go Hunter's Blunderbuss, Death March, Tal Rashad's Elements, Glyph of Faith, and Dying Breath. Diablo going Dying Breath, noticing how the game's kind of been going. He says, hey, if we can get a free Apocalypse out of this and hit a few more people, why not? Plus the reduction on his ult, no matter what, taking that level 20. And it looks like we have 5 members. Yeah, there's the ping saying, get here for the rotation. Immediately charge Hunt Diablo. There's the root. But Mal'Ganis gets out of it. Sleep onto Nanani. Here comes Apocalypse. A lot of damage. Phoenix has been cast. There's the Disintegrate. Sound Barrier used. Gust used. And Duck will fall again. There's the free APOC, but they don't get anything for it. Very low is Arthas. Oh, and Arthas will fall. Lucio is doing his best to keep him alive. And here comes a lot of damage onto Wise with the living bomb on him, able to survive. So Arthas and Diablo trading some tanks, but bot keep has fallen. Top keep under pressure. Mid keep under pressure by the members of Tiny Dancers. The objective has fallen. Tetra, thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate your presence, oh great one. And then here we are, cleared up bot lane. Now we're going to clear up mid. Top still pushing, so 1 keep remains for Tiny Dancers. As they pick up their mid camp. Looks like we're going to do the same thing on the other side, just keeping with the theme. Falstad just bribing too, making it easy for everybody. So, really get rid of those talents as we know what they have. If you'd like to see some stats, actually let's bring up those. Nope, not that one. There we go. That's what I was looking for. So 1 death. That last fight where the push was happening with the objective for Tiny Dancers, that was the first death for their team. And, ooh, in position, but scouted. Good patience by both teams not to force a boss fight as it's scouted there and pushed back. But that was the first death for Tiny Dancers, was that Arthas. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have 6 Diablo deaths, 2 from Leo, 1 from Greymane. So it's a 9-to-1 advantage in kills. And, oops, souls completed again for Diablo, so he'll instantly respawn. He's nice and beefy now, but really hasn't been a problem for Tiny Dancers all night. They have clearly handled Diablo. But let's see if Tricky Gooses can make a difference. There's the Wraith walk out. The root hits. The other root hits. Death March. There's the Apocalypse. Misses. Light Bomb. A lot of damage going on to Arthas. He pops Army of the Dead and gets a sound barrier though. There's the stun onto Greymane. Able to be pulled away from the Anduin. But Wise stuck in there on Leoric. Will fall. He's going to try to do his best. Ooh, the pull again, but chased down by Lucio. Sleep onto Diablo, fighting for his life, but it's just, oh wow, really fighting for his life there. Just not enough. Apocalypse misses at his dying breath. So 7th death for Diablo. He will respawn immediately though. Objective is available as Tiny Dancers decide to just take bot boss first. There they go, taking bot. Looks like Arthas was going here to try and delay, scout things out. There's bot boss picked up. We have a Hearth. Oh, Hearth stopped for Falstad. Leoric sniffing that out. There's going to have other members here poking as well from Tricky Gooses. But Tiny Dancers have arrived. The Hearth did happen for Falstad, and he flew right back in, ready to go, knowing they have to defend that bot boss that is just about full health as Leoric just shows up and takes the stun for it. I mean, this is big trouble for Tricky Gooses. And Tiny Dancers say, let's just take top boss too. just not going objective, or Arthas is trying to clear. Oh, he's getting the infinite poke from Li Ming. So while they keep him busy, the top boss will be picked up, and finally able to get the capture is silver on Arthas. So we have a half health core for Tricky Gooses, with the objective being captured, and a boss pushing top lane. This is disaster. Pending a huge team wipe, I mean, this could be it for Tricky Gooses. A 5 for none. Oh, and they're going for it. There's the wall stun. A lot of damage onto that Mal'Ganis. Oh, the gust comes out. Light bomb on the back line onto that Arthas who was back there. Still trying to go wild. Sound barrier comes out. The stun's hitting the 9. They're slowing down. Dying breath lands onto 2. Arthas still very low. Leoric will fall. There's the jump from Epic Mount from Felgeroth on Falstad. So a 3 for none in favor of Tiny Dancers. There goes your mid keep. Objective is not quite here yet, but I don't think that's going to scare off Tiny Dancers, having only Ming and Anduin to defend. So that is going to be another win for Tiny Dancers here. Game 1, B East. But it's a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. A best of 3. We're going to come back. I'm going to take a look at my internet connection. I think it's OBS, which is causing some act-ups. Let me know if it was fine towards the end of the game in chat. I'm always happy to listen and adjust things. But there are your stats. Here, map. But 1 kill to 15. 8 Diablo deaths. There, high damage going out to Kel'Thas for the game. Just Tiny Dancers. Just really, they may be small, but they were mighty there, those Tiny Dancers. Just cleaning house, stealing the Tricky Gooses camp twice, I believe, and then getting getting a total of 3 bosses, really. One boss did go the way of Tricky Gooses early on in the bot lane. And I'm just going to update some stats right now on my everything here. So looks like Tiny Dancers won